Hi there. I had planned on coming to visit all of you guys in your classes to talk about your next year plans and to talk about your courses for next year. Since I can't come to you in your classroom, I am here on video. I wanted to go through some important things you'll need to know for your junior year next year. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint. Hope it's informative. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a chat with your teachers, and I will be glad to get back with you. Or I have my own team site, or you can send me an email if you have questions. I hope to be talking to you soon. So this is your survival guide for next school year. And I will be your school counselor. The guidance, obviously I'm in the guidance office. My email, in case you need me, is harriganr@duvalschools.org. And in Teams, it's under Miss Harrigan. Miss Royal is the guidance secretary, and she'll be working with you guys in the guidance office. Okay. Your transcript. Oftentimes you'll need to get a copy of your transcript, and that is a list of the courses and credits that you've taken for graduation. There's a summary of the whole thing so that you know what courses you've already taken. Let me see if I can get out of the way so you can see. It'll give you your state GPA. It'll also give you your district GPA and your ranking class. And each year, actually at each semester, I can tell you what your rank is or where you fall within your course. Final determination for ranking class comes at the end of the school year and ultimately the end of your senior year. Your transcript will also cover your community service hours and any standardized testing that you have taken in that time. Courses for graduation. In order to graduate, you will need 4 credits of English, 4 credits of mathematics, including algebra and geometry. You'll need 3 credits of science, which must include biology, and then 2 more sciences. Obviously, here at Darnell, we've covered a lot of your sciences, so I don't usually have to worry about you having sciences. And then 3 social studies. 1 will be world history, 1 will be American history, and then you'll see a half a credit of economics and a half a credit of government. All of those are required for you to graduate from high school. Along with those classes, you'll need 2 credits of a world language. They have to be the same language. Typically, people get them 9 through 12 in their grades 9 through 12, but a lot of you guys started it in middle school. That's okay. We'll check your transcript to make sure that it's on there. As long as you've got the 2 credits, you're good. Now, colleges prefer more than 2 credits, but at least 2 credits is what's required. You're also required to have a credit of HOPE, which hopefully you guys have already had or will be having next year. You need 1 credit of a performing art. For the majority of you guys, that will have been your 9th grade arts and medicine class. And then you'll see where it says 6 elective credits. That can be any credit. So that might be another language credit. It might be another science credit. It might be a PE credit. It could be most anything. For a total of 24 credits. Now, if you have 24 credits, but you don't have the specific ones required, then you're not ready for graduation. The other thing that you need to remember is that you have to have that online course for graduation. Now, the state requires that you have an online graduation, an online course for graduation. However, it doesn't say what that course needs to be. If you decide to take a half credit course, such as driver's ed, then that is enough to satisfy the requirement. But if you choose a class such as, say, Spanish 3, which is a full year class, then you must complete the full year in order to get that credit. So that's really important. The next note about ROTC doesn't actually apply to us. Let's see. So in order to meet your graduation requirements, you must successfully complete your course and credit requirements, the ones that we just went over. You must have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA. That's your state GPA. It's not your weighted GPA. You must pass your reading state assessment, or the FSA, or achieve a concordant score on SAT or ACT. And for the Algebra 1 EOC, you also had to pass it or have a comparative score. Okay, we talked about requirements for high school graduation. Now, university system graduation requirements are a little bit different. So you want to be sure that you're also working towards these. So it's, again, 4 credits in English, it's 4 credits in math, but this time not only do you have to have Algebra 1 and geometry, but you must have Algebra 2. You have to have 3 credits in science, the same 3 social studies, the same 2 foreign languages, and then 4 credits of approved electives. That is things such as your AP Psych class, or other electives that are academic in nature. And they only look at a total of 20 credits. So when colleges start to ask you about your GPA, these are the main courses that they're looking at. They don't want to see that you failed something like PE or chorus or theater, but that what the courses that they count into your GPA are actually these courses listed above. And actually, Bright Futures looks at the courses listed above also. Okay, college entrance testing. This has become a major issue in the last several weeks once we've gone on quarantine. And so I can't tell you a whole lot about college entrance testing for your class as of yet. I assume it will be back on and required, but I don't know what's going to happen with it. As of right now, excuse me, the SAT is given during your junior year at school one time. Besides that, SAT and ACT are given on the weekends at high schools and colleges and universities around the world. And you can find them and take them in any place almost around the world. They're both international tests that colleges use in order to predict how well you will do in college. So the SAT and ACT you've been practicing for already, both with Khan Academy and with taking the PSAT. And we'll continue to do that next year, and you will start to sit for those exams during that time. As of right now, just be aware that you need to keep working on your Khan Academy to keep that going. Okay. During your year next year, ACT and SAT are both able to give us waivers for you to take those tests. They can be received through the guidance office, or if you are on free and reduced lunch through the school, then it should come up actually when you go onto the website. That being said, it's very important as you go into school each year that you fill out the online request for free and reduced lunch if possible, because those waivers are very important. Even if you don't eat lunch at school, those waivers are a tremendous amount of money. Each time you take the SAT or ACT, it's approximately $60, and you may get 2 ACT waivers and then 2 SAT waivers. On top of that, you can get up to 8 college application fee waivers, and college application fee waivers usually range from between $25 to $75 or $100 a piece. So that's a tremendous amount of money that you will save if you qualify for free and reduced lunch. Admission to state universities. Your high school coursework, the classes that you take, and the work that you put into your schoolwork each year are so important when it comes to getting into state universities. Universities look at all of your course schedule work throughout the 4 years that you're in high school. Your junior and senior year obviously are the most important. They look at the strength of your schedule. They look at the grades that you get and the academic grade point average that you earn. They look at your extracurricular activities, such as your community service and what clubs and activities you're involved in, but not just if you're involved. They really want to know if you are helping to lead the group. They are looking for leaders within their school. The SAT and ACT exam, obviously, and what your college essays look like. So you will spend a tremendous amount of time over the next 2 years learning how to write really good essays, because it's very important that your essays are ready for college. Okay, applications. When it's time to do applications, I know you're going into your junior year and you think, oh, this is too early, but I want you to be aware of what applications, what's important about your applications and what has to happen. Because when we get to school at the very beginning of your senior year, or possibly even the summer prior to your senior year, it'll be time to start looking at college applications. So college applications at this point are generally online. There are some early applications at the different state universities. For example, UNF does an apply in July where the students going into their senior year, if their coursework looks good, can apply to actually get accepted over the summer prior to their senior year. These different programs are very helpful and a lot of times will help you get a leading edge in getting into the schools that you're interested in. So it's very important that you know the deadlines of any school that you're interested in. Therefore, I want you to spend the next year spending time looking at the colleges you're interested in and finding out exactly what they expect and when their deadlines are. When I send a transcript for you, or Miss Royal sends a transcript, it's electronic, and so most people think that it goes quickly. Unfortunately, that's not the case. If we do an electronic transfer, it usually takes several weeks for that transcript to get where it needs to go. So it's very important that you look for transcript requests early, and those are done through the school counseling office. Also, your transcripts are used for scholarships, and so it's very important that you make sure you have those requests in on time for your scholarships also. Financial aid and scholarships. Florida Bright Future Scholarship applications open every year October 1st. You can't do anything for your Bright Futures Scholarship application until that October 1st deadline, but you can be working towards making sure that you are qualified for Bright Futures now through the time that you finish your senior year. Bright Future Scholarship is very important because most scholarships, when you apply for them, you are competing against everybody else that's wanting that scholarship. Bright Futures does not work that way. Bright Futures says, if you get the requirements that we put up here, then we're going to give you the Bright Future Scholarship. So you're not competing against anyone else. It's very important. So you want to make sure that you're working towards those requirements, and we're going to go over those in just a minute. You're going to also want to watch for scholarship bulletins that come out, and even websites to look for different scholarships. FAFSA, which is where you get your financial aid, comes available in October also, and it's based on your family income. So we will work on that throughout your senior year. The Florida Academic Scholar. This is part of Bright Futures, and it's the highest scholarship that they give. It requires a 3.5 GPA for your classes. That they weight theirs a little different. They weight it, their honors courses are a half credit, not a full credit extra. So an A would be a 4.5. So they expect a 3.5 GPA in your college prep classes. That's your English, your math, your science, your social studies, and your foreign language. They require an SAT of a 1330. That is new this year for your class. And this class is seniors, or this year's seniors. It includes reading and math only. And then you can also take the ACT and have a 29 on that. And then it requires 100 hours of community service. The award amount is a flat cost, but it's approximately 100% of your college tuition and fees for the years that you're in school. So it's a very big scholarship, and it works even if you have other scholarships from the schools or privately. This is on top of that. The Florida Medallion Scholars is the step down from that, and this one's often called the 75% Bright Future Scholarship. This requires a 3.0 grade point average. Again, they do give weight, but only at a half a point for those 15 college prep courses. The SAT is going to be at 1,200 this year, as opposed to the 1,170 that the seniors this year were needed. Or the ACT is at 26, which actually is the same. So ACT didn't change, but SAT did go up 30 points. And then again, they need 75 hours of community service. So you see why it's important for you guys to start working on your community service, because you will need either 75 or 100 hours of community service for your Bright Future scholarships. And the award amount for this is approximately 75% of your tuition and fees for your school, as long as it is a Florida school. So that's really important. Also, when we talk about Bright Futures works for Florida state schools. So it's not covered in your private schools, and it's not for schools that are out of the state of Florida. Dual enrollment. Dual enrollment can begin during your sophomore year, and you will be offered the SLS 1103 class possibly during your scheduling time. It is dependent on your grades and your GPA and test scores. Due to the coronavirus, I don't know what other dual enrollment opportunities will be available at this point, but we're working on those and we'll keep you up to date. We talked earlier about the need for an online course. If you have not taken your online class so far, this is the directions that you would need in order to access Florida Virtual School if you have not done so already. So this slide, just in case you haven't taken your FLVS class yet, these are the directions for it. Continues to the next page to let you know what you needed. And then again, one more. Once you select a course that you need and the selection and the registration for Florida Virtual School, then there will be a link that comes directly to me for me to accept that course for you. Once I accept it, then you'll be able to work on that course. Make sure that you keep working continuously, because if you don't, then you will find that they will drop you and you'll have to start all over again. Once you finish that class, it comes back to me electronically, and then I can enter it straight into your transcript. Okay, community service hours. The Bright Futures Community Service Hours forms are held in the guidance office, and I believe it's also on our website at this point. If you do approved community service hours, but you aren't able to find the form due to being out, make sure you get a letter from the place that you're working showing that you are working, and then they have signed off on the hours, the date, and the supervisor signs off for you. Bright Futures. In order to get Bright Futures, you have to be a Florida resident and a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. You have to complete the FAFSA no later than August 31st after you graduate high school. Actually, that's not the FAFSA. The FAFSA is, you have to do that also. That's the FFAA, which is the Florida Financial Aid. No later than August 31st. You have to earn a standard high school diploma and be accepted by and enrolled in a degree-seeking or certificate program at one of the local state colleges or universities. Now, this is the important part for right now. You will see this is the course progression, and you'll see that yearbook is also available. It's not listed on the card, but this is the course progression for your 11th grade school year. And so what we're going to do is we're going to meet with you virtually in the next week and a half to make sure that we're able to pick your courses for you. In the 11th grade, you'll see you have the option of English Honors 3 or AP English Language. For math, it could be pre-cal, it could be prob and stats, it could be AP stats, could be math for college readiness, or AP calculus. You could take AP chemistry or chemistry honors or a different science elective. You will take AP US history. You have the option of Latin and Spanish in the year that you need. If you have not taken Hope, you will take Hope. And then it says to pick two of the following electives. I would suggest that when you're looking at it, make sure you have at least 3 picked, and then yearbook is an option also, so that when we sit down to go through these with you, you are there and able to pick your courses with us. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my team site or in my email, or you can do it directly to your teachers, and I'll make sure that I get the information to you. I hope to see you guys soon, and we'll be planning your classes in the next couple weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.